fathers speak to sons, and they're calling out their destiny, calling out who they are as favored sons. They look at them, they're putting their hands on them, blessing them, touching them. Blessings when you see a person, you know a person, you call out their destiny. And G is about radical generosity. And what generosity means is you're going to give them access to your inheritance. Because when you bless people, that means you're giving, again, what you've built up over the years. They didn't take all the years you did to get all those people you know, all the wealth you've accrued. But again, if they're your family, you're saying, I'm going to give you access to all of this. That's grace. That's what Jesus did. We didn't do anything. He gave us access to all of this. So when we bless a person, it's like they didn't deserve it. They're not really special, like to us maybe. We don't really even like them. But God says you bless them, you give them access to your capital, which could be human capital, that's people, knowledge capital, you're going to share your ideas, financial capital, you'll give them money, and material things, and how about space capital? You're willing to have them come live with you. Because I'll tell you, that's what community is. So when you start talking about collaboration, collaboration is not association. I've had too many people that want to associate. And a lot of people, as you grow, everybody wants to associate with you. So say, hey, come unify with me. We want to be a unified city, unified nation. I don't even go to those things usually. Because there's a misconception that all of us need to be unified. It's not true. Jesus could have unified with millions. It was within his power to do that. He chose 12 and 3. Again, he was modeling. He was showing us. He could have done it a different way. He says, hey, can you do it with 12 and 3? For a lot of people, they have trouble doing it with 1. 50% of marriages end in divorce. So we're saying, hey, we got to unify as a city. Well, you can't even do it with 1. You can't even do it with your mom and your dad. You can't even do it with your brother and your sister. Or those church people. Whatever it may be. But you know, the unity really is the hard work of love, right? It's hard work. So collaboration is not association. Collaboration is different gifts, equal sacrifice. Collaboration is also expecting that there are some crazy uncles. My uncle, when I was young, scared the living daylights out of me. He goes, hey, come here. And he's in Arizona, man. I didn't even know people lived in Arizona at that time. He goes, come on, come here. And I said, okay. So I followed him. I was like a 4th grader. I would go in the bathroom with him. He goes, look at this. He takes his hand. He goes in his eye socket. And he pulls out his eye. I don't know what happened, but he lost his eye. And he had a glass eye in his socket. I knew he had a problem with his eyes, but I'm a 4th grader. I know what happened. So I'm totally freaking out, man. See, people wonder why I'm demented. I have problems today, psychologically. My uncle, man. He screwed with my mind as a 4th grader.
Oh, my.
Why do I say that? The church has crazy uncles. You're called not to necessarily like them, but you're to love them. And you may find out something really cool. As you grow older, it's the eccentricities of that person that grows a fondness in your heart towards them. Because they are original. I like original people. When you're younger, you don't want to kind of stand out necessarily. You want to be the cool crowd or that crowd, whatever that crowd is. But what I loved about my uncle now is that I'm proud of my uncle. I remember my mom, and she was not like the typical one that people would gravitate towards. She was 5 foot high Korean woman. And she had this loud laugh. Or whenever she laughed, she didn't care that she was Korean. There's no other Koreans in Arizona. She would just draw so much attention. She'd start laughing, like we'd be at the malls, and she would just fall on the floor. And just start laughing in front of all these people walking in the mall. I go, what are you doing? And so my brother and I, as fourth graders, we take off the other direction, acting like we don't know who that woman is, but we're the only Koreans in the mall. So we were really embarrassed about my mom, man. And then she did stupid stuff to me. We go in like Macy's, and they're very conscientious of how they spend the money. Asian mamas. And so, suddenly, she brings the salesman over. Okay, my son with this shirt. How much does this cost? He says, oh, $45. Okay. I give you 15. I said, Mom, you can't do that. This ain't Incheon. This ain't Korea, man. This ain't Namdaemun. And then the worst one was like we would go to the all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant because that's the most economical place to eat food, right? So my brother was like a bodybuilder. His legs were the size of my waist, and I was playing football. So we just consumed food for 3 hours, and so we got our money's worth, okay, at the buffet place. And I remember one time, man, we were stuffed. When you get really stuffed, the best feeling for a guy, I don't know if you guys have done this, is you kick back, right? You kick back in your chair, and you just unbutton that top button. Dude, that is sick. It's like, yes. You just let that roll hang out, and then you rub it, man. It just does something to you.